Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and I'm talking about what does it take to become one of the top 1% salespeople. Who doesn't wake up in the morning and say, man, I want to be in the President's Club. I want to be at the top of the food chain. I want to be the number one person on my sales team. Who doesn't want to do that? You see, you don't want to wake up, oh, gee, I want to be average. No. You want to be great. Because as long as you're going to have to work, why don't you work to become great? Not work to become average. Anybody can do that. I want you at the top. And what I'm laying out here, what are the 5 elements you have to master to become a top 1% salesperson? I'm lifting a lot of this content from my masterclass. It's just a very small slice of the content from my masterclass in the Sales Hunter University about how to become a top 1% salesperson. The 5 elements are your time, your mind, your network, accountability, and process. Stop and think about that for a moment. You're probably saying, what? That's kind of an unusual mix. Yeah, but you know what I find very interesting? If you don't have the engine in your car working right, how do you ever expect it to go down the road? You see, this is why it's the time, the mind, the network, accountability, process. Process is the sales process. But you notice how I put the other 4 ahead of it? For a very simple reason. Because you fundamentally have to get those right. Those right. Before you can think about having a great sales process and making it happen. Today's video is about your network. And let me tell you something. I want you to value your network for a couple of very simple reasons. First of all, your network is not something you abuse. No. I want you to not use your network. I want you to nurture your network. You see, here's what I found. The more you put into your network, the more you'll get out of your network. It's a direct correlation. It really is. Now, don't think it's going to be gee, if I put in on Monday, I can take out on Tuesday. No. Your network is much like a savings account. You can't withdraw money from the bank until you first put money into it. That's what your network is. Your network is comprised of several different elements. It's comprised of subject matter experts. People who you can call on to be able to get questions answered. You got a question on this, you can call them and they can answer the question for you. I have subject matter experts in my life and I love talking with them because they give me valuable insights. There's another portion of your network that are your customers. These are raving customers and raving fans who refer you, who connect you, who talk about you, who open up other doors for you. That's great. There's another element of your network, which are ones who you learn from and support, and they support you. And there's another element of your network that are just connected people. They're outside your sphere, but they're inside your sphere. What do I mean by this? They're not in your industry. They really don't do what you do, but they just are people of influence. Now, in each one of these circles, and top performing salespeople have people in each one of those circles. You see, it's not to use them, it's to nurture them. I love being able to pick up the phone and call somebody and get some information. But you know what I love more? I love being able to pick up the phone and calling somebody and say, hey, I got somebody who I want to introduce you to. That's cool. See, that's nurturing your network. I love being able to look at my email and have an email that comes in from somebody and says, hey, so-and-so said I needed to call you. Wow, I love that as a referral. I love that. But I also love being able to refer somebody who I know to somebody else. Yes. You see, here's the whole situation. Your network is connections. And if you think about this for a moment, I want you to stop and think about this for a moment. And I'm going to use the example of a fax machine. Whoa, that's kind of dated. Yeah. I'm going to put yourself in, go back 20 years ago. When there was only one fax machine, it really wasn't valuable. But when there were 10,000 fax machines, they became very valuable because now I could send stuff back and forth to people. I could send stuff to people. Really, it's the same thing with email. If you think about it, with email. When there's only one person in the world who had an email address, it wasn't very useful. 2, 3, 5. But now that everybody, see, they can network. You can network. Social media, same way. You see, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about the bigger your network, the more valuable your network becomes. But here's where it breaks down. This is the difference that top performing salespeople do versus average. Top performing salespeople know that it's critical to have a small core. And that small core may be 5 to 25 people who they really invest in. They are contributing, they are helping them. They are doing everything possible to help them succeed. And in so doing, you know what? They're doing the same thing back. But when you have 5 to 25 people that you're connecting back and forth with, and you're moving back and forth with all the time, and you're helping, it's amazing how much more successful you become. And you know what's fascinating? Not only will you achieve your goals, but you'll watch these other people achieve their goals. I happen to be part of a great network of people, solopreneurs like me who are in the world of speaking and training and authoring books. And I love seeing them win. You see, that's the other difference. The average salesperson looks at it and says, oh, I don't want them to win because they're taking that victory away from me. No, the top performing salesperson looks at it as not a level of scarcity, but a level of abundancy. You see, I look at it as when my peers win and other people who I know, who I get to work with, when I see them winning, that makes me excited because rising tides lift all boats. And I know as they become more valuable, I'll become more valuable. We help each other. What does that also do? It also helps us do a couple things. In the previous video, I talked about your mind. You see, what's interesting is I'm surrounding myself with positive people. What does that do? That crowds out the negativity. What does that also do? It really helps me be more efficient with my time because I'm really connecting with people who have a better use of their time. It's more valuable. And in the next video coming up in accountability, these are the same people who help hold me accountable. And in the last video, these are the same people that really help me with my process. You see, network sits at the middle of the 5 elements: your time, your mind, your network, accountability, and process. I do want you to check out the masterclass. I want you to get the masterclass because in the masterclass, I go much deeper into all this. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Center. Great selling.